We did it. All right. I know some of you out there have some questions. You're like, Matty, you just made a video this week about Kingdoms of Amalur. Did you know anything? I had people calling me a shill, that I was paid to market the game. I wish I was that important. I really do, but I'm not. Let's face facts here, and I just had lucky timing. Kingdoms of Amalur is coming back. We have willed the remaster into existence, so that means we have to do one more thing before we get started today. Please. Salutations, everybody. It is Matty here today. If you are new here and you love RPGs, you are in the right place. Be sure to subscribe. Today, we are talking about the Kingdoms of Amalur Remaster. We're not using that godforsaken name, Re-Reckoning, but anyway, it was leaked a couple of days ago, and THQ Nordic said, hey, let's just go ahead and officially announce it, letting people know it's coming back. We have a ton of info to comb through today, so let's get it started with the official announcement itself. The rumors are true. Prepare for a re-reckoning because Kingdoms of Amalur is back, remastered with stunning visuals and refined gameplay. It's soon time to experience an epic RPG journey and all its DLCs like never before with that brand new beautiful box art right there. The Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning Remaster will go for $40. Currently, it's available for pre-order on PS4, Xbox One, and PC, or you can get the collector's edition for $110 US. This collector's edition comes with an Alan Shear collectible statue, an Amalur keychain, 5 pieces of artwork, the soundtrack, as well as the game itself. Now, in my opinion, the $40 price tag is very fair for this remaster. I'm so happy they're not selling it for $60, or that would not have gone well, because they don't seem to be changing anything substantial, but there are some tweaks coming in, so we're going to get into that. The way they're releasing a lot of their info is different. They're going through Discord. They have their own Discord channel, and so I took some screenshots on my phone, and we're going to be taking a look at them here today on what the community manager for Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning had to say about questions fans were asking. Is it only a remaster, or did you add new things? No comments on this at the moment. If we own the previous version, do we still need to buy the remastered or no? No comments on any special options that may or may not come yet. So is it on Switch? Cannot comment on that yet. Switch is a very unique system and very limited. Guys, this came out as a leak, and we are still working on a lot of things for you guys and want to make sure the information comes out the right way for all our sakes. So while we can confirm, yes, it is coming, that is all we can say at the moment. You don't say, man. Holy smokes. So not a lot of answers there. A lot of, hey, we'll let you know later on. It seems like a Switch version is happening. They were teasing that pretty heavily, but like a lot of games, it's probably coming after its initial launch on PS4, Xbox One, and PC. And if I'm honest, the Outer Worlds port on Switch kind of killed my hype for Switch ports, because I was like, man, this is not good at all, and I don't know if I'm really hyped to play current games that are running on the Switch, because if that's how they're going to look and that's how they're going to run, that's a scary thought. But anyway, I did want to highlight some of the things being said on the Discord channel, because there's so much conversation there. There isn't an official, here's the news section. It's just tons and tons of fans typing in there, all excited, which is great, but a lot of the answers were filed out, which is why, like I said, I had to screenshot them on my phone as they came about. Let's get into more concrete details. What is coming with this remaster and what is changing? Let's talk about that, starting off with the DLC. Extend your experience in Amalur with all DLC from the original release, from Teeth of Naros to Legend of Dead Kel and more. Now, I have to admit, I'm a bit ashamed, but I did not play the DLC for Kingdoms of Amalur. I'm a huge advocate for this game. I always suggest people try it out, at least for its gameplay. You may not get roped into the fantasy universe as much, but the gameplay is a ton of fun, and I had not played the DLC. So I'm glad I waited, because once I heard that THQ Nordic had the rights, I thought to myself, okay, in my head, in this dream scenario, they have everything at least packaged in together. So I have a little something to look forward to at the end of the game when I've completed all the vanilla content. Improved graphical fidelity in Re-Reckoning. We're gonna look at some screenshots here, and as you can tell, there is a difference, most notably in the lighting and the foliage. As for the character models Everything sort of looks similar to what I experienced on the PC version, which is why I suspect that Re-Reckoning will be a free upgrade if you already own a PC copy of the game, which I think would be very smart because this is not a substantial overhaul of any kind. It still looks good. The art style has really kept this game afloat over the last 8 years, and I think that'll make it a little more enjoyable to people. But I'm happy they retained the graphical elements of the original in a lot of ways. I feel like, for example, when you see a re-release of any kind where they're going, we're going to up the graphics, they just add a ton of bloom. And it's like, all right, yeah, it's shiny, cool, oh wow, sun glare. But it's just very in your face. I like how they just did subtle things like shadows and foliage, but I just played the game last week, right? So I think to me, that's going to be more immediately apparent. For some of you out there, your perspective may alter. Here's the kicker though. The description reads, the hit RPG returns from the minds of best-selling author R.A. Salvatore, Spawn creator Todd McFarlane, and Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion lead designer Ken Rolston comes Kingdoms of Amalur Re-Reckoning, remastered with stunning visuals and refined gameplay. Re-Reckoning delivers intense, customizable RPG combat inside a sprawling game world. This was the sentence that caught a lot of people's attention, refined gameplay. And they talked about how there may or may not be some things changing with this. And if I'm honest, out of all things you would change or touch up, I don't know why it would be the combat. The combat is the best part of the game. Go watch my video that I just made this week on Kingdoms of Amalur. It's linked down below. It's pretty much like 8 minutes of me just talking about the combat, and then at the end I talk about the story. Because the combat, the customization of your character and how you play the game and all the builds you can do, that's the real superstar in this game, and it shines through. That does not mean that the universe is not interesting. It may tickle your fancy, and even more so now because we know there is a future possibly with this franchise. But refining the gameplay, I hope that just means on consoles it's 60 FPS. Things like that. Refined gameplay, I don't know if they need to tweak these systems at all from my point of view. I mean, is it perfect? No, but I feel like the system works very well. It encourages multiple playthroughs to try out different builds. So personally, I'm not over the moon on this idea. I'm gonna stay patient on that aspect, see what really comes of it. But I did mention how there's possibly a future for this franchise now. I want to touch on that a little bit to wrap this video up. You see, one of the reasons why we didn't immediately see a Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning remaster was because EA had to approve that remaster, which makes me wonder what's happening also with the MMO that THQ Nordic acquired the rights for. It wasn't just Kingdoms of Amalur, it was also the MMO component that they were creating after Amalur had launched. And it was multiple years into its development cycle. And I wonder if they're going to wrap that up and then release that. That in its own right would be incredibly shocking because that's something we've never seen before outside of some trailers, a little bit of gameplay here or there, but we haven't seen much on top of that. And I'm very curious to see if they're able to wrap that up. Some would say, oh, they should be in the clear if they're releasing this remaster, but the issue is there's so many companies involved. EA, you have THQ Nordic, you have 38 Studios, then you have people who helped out on this MMO that I imagine weren't a part of 38 Studios, and it's like, how do you handle royalties with that? How does that all work? Does THQ Nordic, now that they own the rights, collect all of the income for this? How does it split up with EA when this remaster comes out? These are questions that go straight through my head because I wonder if it's even financially intelligent for them to go forward with the MMO, but I imagine it is because think of how many hands are involved already in this remaster, and it's selling for $40 as well. So this is just a gift into itself. Hopefully it turns out great. Hopefully we see a Switch version for those of you who maybe don't have a PS4, Xbox One, or PC. And keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, this bad boy is releasing on August 18th of 2020, which means that we get our hands on this in just over 2 months. That means a very short marketing cycle, which is why I also assume not a lot is going to change here because they need time to market it. It looks like a product they just want to get out. Also, keep in mind that they haven't mentioned anything about this title being playable on the PlayStation 5 or the Xbox Series X, but I imagine considering it was created after a certain point in time, it should automatically be backwards compatible with that system, but they haven't mentioned anything of the likes of patches that'll make it run better, look better, that type of stuff. So that's just some last minute info there. Hopefully they don't change the gameplay that much. Fingers really crossed on that. But anyway, I'm really excited. Let's will this into existence next. This is what has to happen next. We need this game remastered or remade. I would. All right. I'll leave it there, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know what you think of Kingdoms of Amalur Re-Reckoning in the comments down below. Other than that, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram. Those links are in the description down below. Big thank you to all of the patrons who just continue to kill it with that support. Much appreciated to each and every single one of you who are keeping the channel afloat. And I'll talk with you soon. Stay sexy, stay active. I love you all. Peace.